What's going on, Juco?
We're back. It's Monday, and we got a good trading week ahead of us. I feel another good trading week ahead of us right now. We have a very, 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 very big week coming up. So let's get ready. Let's go ahead and prepare our minds, prepare our hearts for what it is of what we got to do on today. And that's handle business. That's handle business. How many of you are looking to be able to handle business on today? I know I am. I know I'm looking to be able to handle business on today. I'm ready. I'm locked in. And I'm focused to be able to get that done. Now, we're going to be taking a look at the charts. But before we take a look at the charts, we want to go ahead and do our due diligence and getting everything ready and prepared for this week. So here's the thing. We did our weekly bias show on last night. Those of you who didn't get an opportunity to watch that, I will go and try to take a look at that to be able to prepare myself for what's to come on this week, right? Because it's going to give you a whole entire different perspective as to how you're going to want to play the week out. And most of us don't have that perspective. We don't have that understanding as to how we want to play a week out. We just hope for the best. But what we do have, what we do have for those of you who have not signed up for it and would like to have it, and that is our newsletter. You got to go and get our newsletter. Our newsletter is everything of what you need to be able to get yourself going and getting yourself started within this space. Because in this space, I'm telling you, it's kind of important that you want to, have the best data in the game. And those who have the best data in the game are usually the ones who win every single time. Am I correct? Or you are in a better position than win than most. How about we put it like that? So let's go ahead and get ready to take on our news to see what news do we have for us this week. And it's a very, very important week. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the charts. We'll switch over to news first so we could be able to get an idea and a draw on the news and what's happening. And everything comes out tomorrow. So I think the market itself today will kind of be a little bit laggy in a sense of preparing us for what's to come on tomorrow. So that means that it could be some engineered liquidity happening on today to prepare us for core inflation rate on tomorrow. We got Fed Chair Wash speaking on tomorrow, his testimony. And then Wednesday, we have PPI. Fed Watch should be speaking again. Thursday, retail sales. Friday, housing permits and housing starts. Michigan consumer sentiment comes out. It's a busy week. Then we have Fed interest rate decision coming out July 29th. It is a very busy time. And we have to be careful for the war of what's happening and taking place too as well. That's something that we're going to have to keep our eyes and ears geared towards. And being prepared for what's to come as far as Donald Trump speaking. Let me see if I can log into Truth Social before we dive into the markets. We have about 23 minutes until it's time to dive into the markets. I'm going to try to see if I can log into my Truth Social account. Okay. Well, technically, I'll be able to log in from my phone. That'll be a lot faster. So, 18 seconds ago, Donald Trump just posted. And what I'll do is I'll just see if I can pull up any type of daily news. To be able to keep us in the loop of what's happening with this war situation. Donald Trump has yet to post anything as far as the war is concerned. He did post a minute ago that America is back. And Trump kicks off his Great American State Fair with flyovers and patriot. This has nothing to do with the market itself. So he hasn't said anything as of yet this morning. But we want to keep a close eye on that. In the event anything is said or done during this time frame. So Bloomberg last reported that U.S. and Iran trade fresh strikes, dispute whether Hormuz is open. So we're kind of in lingo as to what is happening and what is taking place there. So let's go ahead and jump to the markets itself. Excited to be able to engage within the markets on today. So let's see what we have going on and what's happening. So as of right now, if you're taking a look at it on we're on the 15-minute chart. And we're reacting off of this fair value gap here off the 15-minute. We'll go ahead and change the color of this. There we go. So we're having a reaction off of this FVG here. Drop down to the 5 minutes, you'll be able to see it clearly. But if you're a person who wants to see our key levels and what it is of what we have, you can see that here. Set this up for you so that you could be able to have a better draw and idea as to what it is. If you missed out on our weekly bias on yesterday, we was able to deliver that information for you all and where we stood within this week, right? That we are in the bullish expansion. Us being in this bullish expansion, we have short-term buy-side liquidity here, short-term buy-side liquidity here. We have buy-side liquidity here. So the market is continuously trending upwards, which we like. So what our idea was for the market to pull itself back like it did on last night. We're trading below midnight open. We get a small rally up, and now we can see if we could get continuation with the first draw on liquidity at previous day high, in which we may just sweep previous day high and price starts making its way towards sell side, preparing for CPI. Fed watch speaking. We still have the war that's happening and taking place. So you kind of want to keep your eyes and ears open on today as the markets are concerned. Let's take a look at the DXY. Look at the intraday chart of the DXY here. And what I see is temporary bear flag happening. So this gives me that feeling that, hey, indices have the opportunity to be bullish on today. If we were to lose this and this fails here, right? Say for instance, it get rejected at 100.68 and price starts to come back and we lose support here at about 100.55. I look for indices to be able to continue higher on the next draw of liquidity. And I will look for this to come and look for liquidity in these areas here. I would more so say this one. And this is what I will be keeping my eye on as the day plays itself out. Let's take a look at gold. And if you're taking a look at gold, we're still below that level of support, and gold seems to be pulling back after losing support again, which was here. Gold is now pulling back. So we had that support around 415 this morning. It done lost that support and now it's pulling itself back. But we had an idea that precious metals was going to continue to pull itself back, coming to this sell side liquidity that was here at 40.32, which is a strong possibility. If you take it up to a higher time frame, you'll be able to see exactly what we're talking about. Here, I'll take you to the daily so you can be able to see it a lot better. And as you see it on the daily, us losing this support here, coming right here towards the 50% level at 3,937. If we were to lose the 50% level and price retraces to 62% and get below that level, that's 35.14. And you already know we have sell side sitting at 32.14. That's our buy zone. That's our buy zone for gold. So we'll be definitely be looking for buys within that area. On silver is now trading at $58. Silver was just at $71 not too long ago. It wasn't that long ago. Now silver's at $58 and looking to pull itself back even further. Donald Trump just posted on his Truth Social. He did a repost of Alex Brunswick's post, and it says, funny how some Republican senators are trying to undermine President Trump's Iran deal, especially since the only reason they control the Senate is because of President Trump. Instead of grandstanding on foreign policy to the press, maybe these senators should actually do something for the American people and pass the Save America Act. So that's what Donald Trump just reposted. But we see where we are on today. Let's take a look at Bitcoin futures as well. Let's taking a look at Bitcoin futures as well. Let's see. I know you all missed out. Like those of you who did not sign up and have not signed up for our newsletter, it's very important that you do so, because when you do that, you get access here. I'm gonna show it to you of what you get access to prepare you for this week. New level traders, macro market intelligence, and technical briefing, which we put out on yesterday. And it is our weekly brief. It lets you know of everything of what's happening within each market: equities, futures, digital assets, your altcoins, and what is actually the structural trend and your core bias that you should have. So as you're preparing the week to trade, you have a little bit of an edge within the market. And that, my friends, is better than having nothing and you're trying to figure it all out. I would never want to be in a place of where I'm trying to figure it all out. Been there before, and that's not a place where I want to be in. All right. I don't want you in that place either. So we got about 13 minutes until the market opens. Let's go ahead and take a look at some digital assets like Bitcoin. What has been happening with Bitcoin? You see the news of what's going on here. So we have to keep our eyes and ears focused on that. But let's go ahead and go to Bitcoin and see what we have with Bitcoin futures. Bitcoin trading at 62,590 in the Bitcoin futures market. And you can see what we're dealing with in an overall trend, right? Like an overall trend of Bitcoin. We're in that area. And if we could take it to the 4-hour chart, we're in that area where institutional buys and moves are happening. Is this a place of where they want to sell? Look at how many times we were rejected here from this level, right? If we go from this level here, how many times were we rejected here? Look at this. We were rejected here quite a few times. That's 1, 2, 3. And price just keeps bumping here. Now it finally pulled back and retrace. Can it take another draw on liquidity to see if it can move higher? It remains to be seen, but that's what's happening right now with Bitcoin. MNQ, very bearish this morning too as well. But what we do have is a good idea as to what is happening with MNQ. When taking a look at it on the 4-hour, let's drop down to the 15. For those of you who are paying attention and is in the chat, what type of model are we seeing with MNQ when you look at it overall? We're going to go back to ES. Got about 10 minutes until the market opens. And you can see ES2 as well. Still reacting to that fair value gap. We're not trading within it. We're about 50% into that fair value gap there. So, what is it saying as far as macro and future market? Like, what is the landscape that's there? And not only the landscape, but what is it saying about the equities market and stock sector? So to give a full analysis on that real quick, if I can, we've got about 9 minutes until the market open. Equity markets show strong signs of sector rotation rather than broad capital flight. Tech-centric dominance is sharing the stage with structural, financial, defense, and automation sectors as operational efficiencies drive balance sheet expansions. So they're saying the earnings balance sheets is what's driving this bullish expansion of what we're having going on right now within the equities market. Small cap and alternative proxy small cap spaces are acting as leading indicators for specialized retail capital. Emerging sectors such as space technologies and logistic networks are serving as highly watched public proxies ahead of anticipated major multi-billion-dollar private initial public offerings scheduled later within the cycle. So that's us going to go and take a look at what's happening within our space sector, right? Let's go and take a look at that real quick while we have the chance and pull that up. And we go to our space plays. Let's take a look at Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab has been getting plummeled. Look at this. When Rocket Lab broke at being at this high of 111 and pulled all the way back to 81, that's a little bit wild to me. If I take a look at this on the daily chart, look, let's just say this was the last swing, right? When you're taking a look at this on the daily chart, just look at this. 61% of the move, we're probably around 70 something percent of a retracement all the way back on Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab could be setting itself up as a potential buy. Let's take a look at Lunar. Look at Lunar completed the entire 100% retracement move from its swing low. And look, even if you want to take it to here, look at that. It's about to complete that. AST Space Mobile, same exact thing. RDW, same exact thing. And what I'm about to say here, what I'm about to say here is this, is that when we looked at the space sector, we just knew for a fact that everything of what we were looking at during this time frame was what people was buying. And then they bought into the hype. And once they bought into the hype, they got crushed. Is it safe to say you got crushed? Let's take a look at SpaceX trading below its high, 225 high. And it just broke below the 100%. Look at SpaceX, now trading at $145.30. So this is something to keep your eye on. This is why we did not get involved into SpaceX early. Told everyone that these are things that have to be patient, and you have to allow them to play itself out in the market space. So as we go back to futures, we'll go back to ES. And when you see ES on the daily, right, you know that we're in a bullish expansion. We have a slight pullback here, but we're coming back to these relative equal highs that we have that's resting here back at all-time highs. Do we create new all-time highs this week? That is the question here. Do we create new all-time highs this week? And let's go ahead and log into our account so that we can be ready. I think we'll be trading our, I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. I got to catch the feeling on what we'll be trading on today. I think this morning, though, we'll definitely be trading on our funds. So, us seeing this, we're going to drop down to our lower time frame, our intraday. We have about 3 minutes until the market opens. So let's be patient to see how this plays itself out, right? However we choose to look at this, you can say, hey, we're still bullish in a sense. We're above midnight open, right? We already had a retrace back 79% of the move at 75.68, swept that liquidity that was here from 4:30 this morning. Let's look at that range of what we always talk about, right? If I'm able to go up just to the hour chart, let's talk about that range that we always talk about. That range from 3 a.m. to 7. What happened and took place during that time? We have about 2 minutes until the market opens. But we do want to take a look at that. Let's drop down to the 5 minute. I don't know if you all can see that. I could make it a little bit brighter. One minute until the market opens. Let's make that a little bit brighter so we could be able to see. But between that time, we stayed above midnight open and did not take it out between that time frame of 3 to 7. So that means that we had a potential to be very bullish on today. And we're reacting off of this 15-minute fair value gap. So the question is, does the market opens up and turns bullish on this morning? The market is now open. Let's see how today plays itself out. See the expansion move. We just want to be a little bit patient here and be careful prior to us fully engaging into the markets at this time. Although it can be very tempting to be able to jump in, right? When you see the market pushing ahead, it's very tempting to be able to want to get in, but let's not engage as of yet. We do have SMT here. We do have SMT happening right there. So being a little bit patient. We all know where we're acting off of this here. I'm still not looking to rush into the markets as of yet. You see the reaction off of this fair value gap here. We still have SMTs right below that. Let's just be patient here. Make sure we log into our accounts. I don't know if we had the opportunity to take a look at oil. Here, let's remove this. But look at oil on decline. While we're waiting to look for a trade, look at oil. Since 5:40 this morning, oil has been on a nice run up. It's a lot of the reason as to why MNQ is down 1.3% because of that bullish move from oil. We start getting some strong displacement here below this level. We can start looking for some shorts there. Get candle closure here below this level here. But we know that we're still in a bullish expansion, okay? So it wouldn't be like we're looking for 1 to 4 RR, 1 to 3 RR on those shorts. It's like, no, where's the next level or the next draw of liquidity? That will be where I exit the trade. Okay. So it's just having some really good understanding there as to what we're looking for and what we want to do. Our overall trade bias would be bullish because we're in a bullish expansion. But that does not mean that the market can't be setting itself up to be bearish on today in order to start engineering liquidity for CPI on tomorrow. But we're just going to be patient here. We're starting to consolidate just a little bit within this range, reacting off of this fair value gap here. I'm just not looking so much to engage as of yet. I do want to be a little bit bearish on today to be able to get that draw that's here at 75.6625 and down here at 75.52. Those are some key areas, key target points of what I'm looking at. If the market decides to take out sell side, I will be prepared for that. So it's just a matter of exercising just a little bit of patience here. We're now trading within this fair value gap. Go here to the 2-minute. You'll be able to see it just a little bit more clear as we're taking out this fair value gap here. Once we get displacement below S&T and below these lows here and get candle closure there, we will be looking for short opportunities. So we just need strong displacement. I want to see strong displacement there before we fully engage into shorts. Exercising some more patience here. One thing that we do have of what's going to be happening for us on today is we're going to be taking a look into our model, our trading model. So if those of you who want to have a better understanding as to what it is of what I'm looking at in the market, what I see, and what draws my reaction, you'll be able to know uh even more on today, because we're going to dive a little bit into that. And I'm a little bit excited about that. A little bit excited about that. So we're still within this fair value gap here. You can see it created relative equal lows that's there within the fair value gap. So let's see if we could be able to break that. And if we get a continuance on a move to the downside here, I told you we want candle closure below here at this level at 75.92. We want to see if we can start closing candles there prior to us taking any type of trade. So we take a look and we go to it on the 1 minute. This fair value gap was the 15-minute fair value gap. So we're trading just above that. So if you look at it on the 15-minute chart, you see price starting to pull itself back from off of this high that it created here. And it's just pulling itself on back here. So like I said, if we break below here, then we have an opportunity to be able to go for shorts. We just need big displacement, full candle closure, and we will enter. But as of right now, we don't want to enter as of yet because we have yet to break it. We're still a little bit above it, so it's not full confirmation. This thing could reverse right back up on us. We don't want that to happen. So see what I was talking about, how this could reverse right back on us. That's why we didn't engage into it as of yet. And we're still exercising some patience here. We want closure below this level here before we start entering into that position. So it just requires a little bit more patience. We said, hey, this thing has the potential to reverse right back on us. And what did it do? Just that. So we still can be patient here. Let's check to see if we got anything from Trump. Nothing from Donald Trump as of yet. He just has a repost of what someone posted of the White House giving thanks to Lindsey, who passed away. I think his name was Lindsey. Yep, Lindsey Graham. Definitely didn't want to butcher his name, but Lindsey Graham. Trump gave his dedication to him this morning. So we're still being patient. Let the model come to you. Don't you go chasing for it, right? And this kind of reminds us this consolidation, minor consolidation of what we're in and what we're sitting in here within this fair value gap. Does this not give you the feel of what happened on Friday? Right? We're ready and preparing for shorts once we get candle closure here. And it's going to be, it may be temporary to take out sell side. But I think it's another way to engineer liquidity to be able to take us higher on this bullish expansion. I do want to start, man. I know we're at all-time highs, or we're trying our best to reclaim all-time highs, being in this bullish expansion, which makes me feel as though we have some trade opportunities that we could be taking a look at within the options market. What those opportunities are for me, real quick, let's just take a look at some of these things of what we have. We got Nvidia. It's trading lower on today. We could go, let's look at these from the 15-minute or probably the 4-hour to have a better idea. You can see the rejection that it got here from this level. If it get rejected here and falls into this falling wedge pattern, like, I really want to see a breakout. If we get a breakout here on Nvidia, maybe a break and retest, then Nvidia takes off, or it breaks up out of here, right, and continue on higher, I will be keeping my eye on the Nvidia. Like, I will really be keeping my eye on Nvidia right now. I will be keeping my eye on Nvidia. Let's take a look at Meta. Meta is in a pullback itself this morning. All right, y'all. AMD, same exact thing. Tesla, same exact thing. Okay, y'all, we may be entering into our position here. We got about 30 seconds until this candle closes. We are below our level. On ES, so let's go back. All right, here's where we want to enter into our position here.
Order filled.
Put our stop here. So Our first order of business, though, guys, I'm gonna get right back to the charts to show you. I want to be able to pull up my place of where we are in the trade. But within doing so, let's take a look at this real quick. Here we go. So we have entered into our short position here. Our first target or is what it is of what I'm looking for to be able to take out of this trade. See how this goes here. We'll be a little bit patient. But we did get closure below the level of what we wanted. Price just seemed to reverse right back on us. But it's okay. So let's just be patient to see how it plays itself out here. At 76.09. Yeah, I think that's where the stop should be, at 76.09. Let's see here. Just gonna exercise some more patience. What they say, patience is virtue. How virtuous can it be on this morning? Let's see if it can deliver for us. Price seems to want to expand here for some reason.
Order filled.
Okay, we're gonna get out of that trade there. That didn't work out for us on this morning. Market wanted to seem to play reversal on us. Be able to see here. So I'm guessing it gave us that short-term pullback. And we can
order filled.
Enter into our position here. See if we can get back what we lost. We'll put our sell stop here. Right there. And we're just looking to target previous day high. So since the market reversed on us, we're just looking for our first initial draw on liquidity. So it will look something like this, with this being our entry, this being our stop here, and our first initial target is here. If I go to the 15-minute, you can see where our first initial target is. It's targeting previous day high. And then the next official target after previous day high, if we were to go up to, just looking at this on a 1 hour, I'm sorry, will be that buy side liquidity that is resting right here at 76.50. We literally forgot about our overall continuation of sweeping of midnight open that happened and took place here. So I wonder if that's the move reacting off of that. So that's going to be interesting. So we'll drop back down to the 5-minute chart. Hold on, y'all. My family is in this group chat, and I think they're talking about me. Okay. We see what the market is delivering right here currently at this moment. It's not what we're looking for, not what we want. Just trying to understand the structure of where the market is trying to head on this morning. We talked about how we were going to be offering that engineering like liquidity for what's going to be happening and taking place. I think that's just where we are with it. I think that's where we are with it. And it's just a matter of being patient. Now, what if it comes in sweeps right here at 75.90, then turns right back up? That's going to be a bummer if that were to happen. Can the market show itself strong here? That's what we're looking for. That's what we want. Let's be patient to see what we get here. Not really liking this reaction here. So when we drop down to a 1 minute chart, you can see that we're trading within this range per se, creating this here. It looks like we were getting ready to turn bullish. The market pulls itself back into drawdown. Let's see if we can fully turn this around here. Would be nice to do so. So we're just patient here. Patience is key. What we do know for a fact is that the next draw on liquidity is resting right here, right above us at 76.29.25. That is the next draw. The question is, does the market needs like an extra oomph to get it there? Right? Do we need to pull back like another significant pullback to be able to get us where we need to be? And that's the next question, or that's the question that we, have to ask. It's a very valid question, but it's also a question that you have to take into consideration when you're in a trade, when you're in drawdown. Hey, where is the next level of liquidity, and are we in a place of where we need to, are we going to pull back enough to where it takes me out of the trade to get another pull on liquidity for us to be able to reach our target? And for me, that's exactly what is happening now. And it seems as if buyers are trying to step in, and we were able to draw enough of liquidity right there. But let's see if we can continue to break above this point so that we could continue to our target, which is 76.29.25. So let's see how this plays itself out. I did like we had our stop right here below consequent encroachment with or change of character here. So it didn't take us out of the trade completely. Sometimes our best trades turn out to be our toughest and hardest trades, especially when you enter into a drawdown. But let's see if we can escape the pressure. Patience, patience, patience. We need to see if we can expand beyond this area of where we are. Once we start expanding above this area of where we are, I will decide to move my stop just a little bit. And I'll let you know exactly where that key level is to be able to start cutting risk off of the trade. But I want to see us get a nice expansion here, a move to the upside that's here. I was thinking of right here behind this wick here. It's kind of like a pin bar. I was looking right there as to pull two. Those of
Stop
you who,
filled.
oh wow. The same thing of what happened Friday is what's happening to us today. It happened, guys. It happened to us. It happened to us. We called it. We said, hey, engineered liquidity was a strong possibility that could be happening to be able to take us and propel us to where we are looking to go. But we said that. I don't want to FOMO into this thing. At all periods. So being on the other side of it Friday and was able to catch it Friday, we wasn't on the other side of it today and was not able to catch it on today. But if we're going to be in this war, and if this is what's going to be happening in this war, then wow. Being on the other side of that, I know how traders feel and how they felt during that time, but I kid you not. I was on the other side of this on Friday, so I caught the short. But seeing that type of candle come in, let me now go to Truth Social to see, was it anything that Trump posted? Okay, so he just posted, he said the Hormuz Strait is open and will reopen with or without Iran. We are restating the Iranian blockade, so named because it is only stopping Iran's ship or customers from entering or leaving. All other countries will have fair and open use of the strait. The USA will be, from this point forward, known as the guardian of the Hormuz Strait. But as such, as a matter of fairness, will be reimbursed at the rate of 20% on all cargo shipped for any and all costs necessary to do the job of providing safety, security to a very volatile section of the world. The process, he says, the process and formation will begin immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. That is why we got the move of what we got, you guys. That's that candle of Trump opening up, talking about the Strait of Hormuz. They engineered liquidity again. I said they were going to be engineering liquidity. They engineered liquidity again. And so, hey, we do have an opportunity to be able to look for longs here. So let's just get back
Order
into
filled.
position. I think there's going to be a nice reaction from the market. So we may be fighting and clawing our way back to some type of normalcy here. But was that not a wow? It was definitely a wow moment there. Like, wow, did that just happen? Yeah. Being on the other side of that, I could understand as to why traders felt the way that they felt. And some will say, well, why were you into a long position when it was engineered for shorts? Probably. Well, we were in shorts earlier, right? And I felt as though our bias for shorts should have been there.
Stop filled.
Okay, so we got stopped out for today on this trade. We're just going to exercise just a little bit of patience here. Trading during this type of situation, when this is happening like this, you have to be careful. So we have a battle ahead of us. A real fight ahead of us. This is interesting. Boy, it sucks being on the other side, don't it? But it's all good. It is all good. So we'll continue to exercise our patience here. To see how the market will react off of that move. President Trump coming out. I still think we're bullish, looking to take out 76.29. So we'll just see how it plays itself out.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
So we're trading here. We're being patient. See if we could get some expansion from where we currently are. Did y'all hear about that prop firm Alpha and what Alpha has done to people who in their payouts? To me, that I felt like, man, I felt bad for those people being rug pulled like that. I feel like a lot of these moves of what we're trading and being in this market is going to be giving us a lot of that. And so we're going to have to be very, very, very careful. In this space, very careful. All right, once we get to 76.10, we'll take some off our position. Once we get to that high. I sort of kind of don't want us to rush. All right, it's 10:30. It has not hit 11 o'clock as of yet. The last thing we want is for this to fail. Patience here, patience. But these are some very tricky markets to be in, with the situation happening with the Strait of Hormuz, with Donald Trump posting on Truth Social. We saw the volatility of what happened on Friday. We seen it again on today.
Stop filled. Order filled.
Interesting day thus far. Let's take a look at us on the 15-minute. Has to be a clear, defined move for us to be able to enter into position. If you look at where we are still looking to try to close candles at our first initial area of where we said we wanted candle closure from. So if we were to drop down to a lower time frame like the 3-minute, and I stretch this all the way to here, that's kind of what I was talking about. We are below this level. Let's see if we could get involved into this.
Order filled. Order filled.
So we're just exercising a little bit of patience here as the market continues to pull itself back. We did drop below our key level of what we wanted first thing this morning. Let's see if we could get a break below midnight open. Just gonna continue to be a little bit patient here after that news coming from Donald Trump, us being on the opposite side of where we was on Friday. See if we could get an expansion move here with further continues to the downside. See if we could keep getting more of a push to the downside here. That's what we're looking for.
Order filled.
All right, we secured some profits into the bank. I still think we continue on. Carter J. Official, what's up, brother? All right, so we're looking to possibly close out here if we get stopped out here.
Stop filled.
All right, so that takes out our trading for today. The markets is just a little bit volatile, engineering liquidity, like we said, getting ready for news, and then as well as the war happening, the situation with the Strait of Hormuz reopening back up. So it kind of pull our hand at this point. We're neither bullish or biased, right? The market is trying to rebalance itself, have somewhat of an idea as to what it wants to do. I feel as though right here, it leaves us in this tough spot, Are we drawing liquidity here because we just re-swept midnight open again? It leaves us thinking, right? Definitely leave me thinking, in a sense. So I don't want to risk any more capital on today. Maybe we got wicked out too early. I don't know. Remains to be seen. But that's it for us on today. We'll be back PM session to see. So far it's a $700 loss on today. I don't want to count that as anything that's bad. I just think based off of what we got on today, I mean, it was kind of clear. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and preserve capital and walk away on today. I hope you all have a great rest of the day. We will be back this afternoon. So that we could be able to dive a little bit into our model, so you can have some understanding as it pertains to that too as well. And those of you who are needing help within your trading on what to look for, what to see, what to spot, how to be on point when it comes to news, right? Because news is playing a major role in a part right now. So you kind of want to have yourself in a place of where you have understanding of what's happening and taking place. And the more information you have, then the better positioning you can be in to not risk losing all your capital and be a great manager of capital. So I'll see y'all in the next one.